Hi class, today I want to give you a tour through Blackboard and my math lab so you can understand what you're going to be using this semester to submit work. So that's what we're going to do today. See you in a second. Okay, when you log into Blackboard, your page might look a little bit different because I'm the teacher and you're the student. But if you scroll over to the right, then you will see your course here, Intermediate Algebra. This is the one that you want to click on, and you're going to notice some announcements, a couple every week, more this week as we get used to things. But you can log in here, see all the announcements, see any reminders for work that is due, and these will remain available for you for the entire semester. But I also want to show you all the information that is under the course here. First, of course, is the syllabus and course information. Up here you can find a copy of the handout helping you register for my math lab, a copy of the schedule, and a copy of the syllabus. Your first assignments are due on Wednesday, so it's important that you look at all of those. You're going to be using the learning paths in my math lab that I'll show you this semester. Each week you're going to be printing out some course notes, watching some lecture videos, practicing with some online homework, practicing with some written homework, showing what you know in an online quiz, and then being aware if you have any upcoming tests. So I'm going to show you those learning paths when we get into my math lab. If you start to run into problems, there's not a lot of tech support I can offer you, but you can certainly send me a message and I can try and put you in touch with my math lab as well, and I'll show you how to do that. So my contact information is down below, and feel free to contact me if you run into any questions. So your first assignments are in the orientation and the pretest. The pretest is in my math lab. You have to earn a 70 on the pretest in order for the rest of your assignments to open up. This is due Wednesday, so you've got to get to work on it. You can redo the pretest as many times as you need in my math lab, and I'll show you that. But you might want to click on some of this review information here. These are the problems that we expect students already know how to complete before taking intermediate algebra. If you look at this review and you think, oh my goodness, I do not know how to do this, we have a prep course and we can move you to the prep course. So we have about a week to do that. So if you look through this and you think, I'm not ready for this class, let me know and we'll talk about a prep class. Then you're going to come back to this page, to produce your student information sheet and your orientation quiz. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on this file. You're going to print out this piece of paper, and you're going to answer the questions on the front and then on the back. And then you can look for the Genius Scan video, or if you have access to a different scanner, to figure out how you're going to create this completed form into a PDF. And you're going to be making PDFs every week for your homework, so it's important to practice now. I posted a video yesterday with how to use an app if you don't have access to a scanner. Once you've completed it, you're going to come back to this assignment, click on the assignment, see where my mouse is, student information sheet, and then you'll see these options. It tells you when it's due, it reminds you of the directions, and then you're going to click Browse My Computer. So once you've created your PDF, you will have saved it somewhere on your computer. And let's say that I wanted to come in here, just as an example, I would click on my PDF, this is not the actual assignment, and then I would upload it here. If you had any comments you wanted to make to me, you could write them here. That's totally optional. And then you would click Submit. I'm not going to click Submit because I'm not really answering this problem, but that's what you would do. You also have an orientation quiz. So you're going to click on this, print it out, answer the questions from the syllabus and the weekly schedule, upload it back to your computer as a PDF. Once you've done that, click on this orientation quiz. Same thing pops up. Click Browse My Computer, find where you saved it, so maybe I'm going to do this one now, and a comment if you need, it's optional, and then Submit. I'm not clicking Submit because that's not really the answer to my solution set, but that's how you would do it. Those are the 3 assignments that you have due on this Wednesday. So where do you find the pretest? Well, if you click on this My Math Lab, you may need to set this up. There's a registration handout in the syllabus and course information to help you. But once you get here, your My Math Lab may look slightly different. I have a lot more options because I'm the teacher, but I do want to show you what you do have down here, student help. If you're having trouble, I can't really provide personal tech support because you all have different computers and I'm not a tech support person, but my Math Lab has tech support, so you can always click on this student help to get some answers here. But then you might want to click on this course home button. When you get to your course home, there's some reminders here about what it's going to look like every week. Again, this was in the Blackboard as well, what you're going to be doing every week. And then I also want to show you some additional materials here. If you need a calendar, you can print one out from here to make a study plan. There's also written directions on how to use the scanner app on a smartphone. And there's also some graph paper that you might need as you're working. But here's the orientation and pretest. So again, it tells you here that your orientation quiz and student information sheet are in Blackboard, another link to the prerequisite review if you need some practice, and then the pretest. So if you click on pretest here, it's going to bring you to these quizzes. You're going to click on the pretest again, and then it's going to tell you that you can take it a couple times when it's due. If you've never used My Math Lab before, this tutorial might be helpful. It just shows you how to type into the program, and then you can start the test. So you're all going to get a spoiler on the first question, but they're randomized, so you might have a different first question than someone else. So you would write this problem down, work it, and then decide which one of these was your answer. If you need to take a break, you would just click Save for later and then come back and finish the quiz. My advice, however, though, is to really write these questions down, because if you don't make a 70%, they repeat with different numbers and in different order, but the same type of question. Once you've finished, you would click Submit Quiz. It will grade it immediately and tell you if you made a 70 or not. If you didn't make a 70, you come right back here, click this again, and start over again. But don't just keep doing it. If you do very poorly, or you feel like it's been a long time since your last math class, contact me, because we can move you to the prep course, or you can come into a learning lab and work with a tutor. So the other thing that's interesting here is what I want to show you is where you're going to come every week. So right now it's week 1, and everything that you need to do in week 1 is organized on this learning path. So it's telling you to complete your orientation by Wednesday, and then you already have your first classwork due on Sunday. So when you come to this week 1 learning path, you have guided notes that you can print out. So you would print out these notes. That's why you might want a binder for this semester. And then once you have them printed out, oops, I have to go back to week 1, you can go and click on the actual video. So this is a video of an instructor teaching. It's not me. But it will go along with the guided notes. And every section has these videos linked. This is the learning part. You're taking distance learning, which means you don't have to come to class, but you do have to sit down and learn the lessons. And so this is where you can do your learning. You can watch a professor do it. You can learn your vocabulary, and you can fill in your notes. So then, once you've done your notes, you can practice on the online homework. Now, the online homework lets you continue to work your problems. I'll click on one to show you. You can go in any order, and it has some interesting tools here as well. If you're stuck, over on the right is some question help. You can have them work through the problem with you. You can see a problem with different numbers to see how they did it. You can find the video that is associated with the topic or the lesson. You can look in the textbook, and you can also email me, Ask My Instructor. But I would like you to use Ask My Instructor after you're sure you've watched the video and taken notes and you still don't know what to do. And again, these automatically save, so you don't have to worry about saving it every time. And you can watch your score increase as well. You don't have to do it all at one time. You can do them a little bit at a time. So let's just go back to this week 1 learning path. Once you've done all the homework, you will take a quiz, which is also in My Math Lab, Quiz 1A. And you can take it up to 3 times. The highest grade will be recorded. And then you'll go back, let me go back up, sorry, to week 1 and see if there's anything else you have to do. Oh yes, there's written homework 1A in Blackboard. So I'm going to show you that, and then we'll end this little demonstration, and hopefully you can play around and find this information yourself as well. But at the end of every week, you can check that you've done everything that you need to do before moving on to the next week. So let me show you where the written homework is, back in Blackboard. There are the directions. These are also in the syllabus for written homework. Here's also directions for how to use the scanner if you need to create a PDF. So you'll come to your written homework, you'll click on 1A, you're going to print it out, you're going to complete the problems in the space. If it gets very messy, please print out a new one so that your final answer is messy. You can see they're not very long, and they are meant to be a supplement to the online homework. You need to do all the homework. This is certainly not enough problems for you to really get a good grasp of the material. Then when you've completed it and uploaded it, you come back, click on written homework. Here's the submission page again. You've saved it to your computer, so you'll browse, find what you're going to upload. Maybe we'll do this one this time. Name it something smart like homework 1, and then click submit. So once your homework is submitted, it sends me a notice, and then it might take me a couple days to grade it, but I will grade it and give you my feedback. And while you're waiting for the feedback, right after the due date, if you go back, you can see the solutions will post. So this will post after the due date, so you have access to see what the solutions will look like while you're waiting for your graded work. So the key things I want you to take away today are the orientation and pretest due Wednesday, and the learning labs in my math lab. That's where everything is organized. It's also organized on your weekly schedule, so you know what you're going to do. We'll talk about test reviews later on, but hopefully this was helpful introduction to the course. After you've navigated it a little bit, let me know if you have any questions.